Welcome back to the Coins and Connections podcast, where we explore all things books, business, and bullshit. My favorite bees. I'm your host, the fairy coin mother, Cinquanta Cox-Smith of www.cinquantacoxsmith.com. Now let's get into today's episode. Hey guys, welcome back to season 3, episode 2. I'm super excited to talk about starting a podcast today, and I have just a list of things that I will be talking about to help you get started on creating your own podcast and, getting it up and running, and just some key information that you should know if you would like to start a podcast. If you don't and you still just want to listen to this episode, it is really good information because as a listener, sometimes you may not understand the types of podcasts that are out there that are available to you. And if I could do anything as in to open your eyes to the different types that are out there, this is a good one. And then maybe after you hear this episode, you can go and research on your own to maybe listen to some of the different types and maybe also find a new podcast that you would like to listen to. One of my favorite type of podcasts to listen to is storytelling podcasts. They're just like either true crime stories or, kind of just like a made up story fiction, but it is acted out by, live actors, which I truly enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Also, I want to thank you all for all of the love on the season premiere. It was an overwhelming response to just being back. I know you guys are like, oh, you're in Texas. Yes, girl, I'm in Texas. I'm excited to be here and kind of trying to just find my way around and get settled in completely. I am moving my way through my office. So now today I'm recording in my office, just trying to get things set up so I can work in here and be comfortable. I'm also super excited about Q4 and, just all of the goals that I've set this year. Even though 2020 has been a little rough, I have still been accomplishing my goals, and I hope that you are too. So I hope that you can look back at your list that you started at the end of 2019 or at the beginning of 2020 and still claim it as your year. You have time, but you know what time it is. It's time for our rapid fire question of the day. The rapid fire question of the day is super simple: pizza or grilled cheese? So my answer is grilled cheese. Even though I do love pizza, grilled cheese is like one of my ultimate favorite things to just make, especially when that bread is super buttery. And I want to give a shout out to Varsity Donuts in Manhattan, Kansas. They have this food truck. So if you were ever to go out in Aggieville, College Town, or K-State, they have this food truck that is strategically placed kind of behind in an alley behind their actual donut shop, and they sell this amazing grilled cheese mac and cheese. And right now you're probably listening to this and saying, girl, what? But when I tell you, it has the most buttery bread, and it's just the most cheesiest, delicious thing, especially after you've been drunk, that you decide to eat after the club. It is amazing. So I'm all for the grilled cheese, okay?
So I get asked a lot, how did you start your podcast? Where do I begin? How can I start a podcast? Well, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. I'm down with the free. There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Like, ain't nobody listening yet and you making money. How dope is that? It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So what are you waiting on? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. 10? It's a few things. So yeah, it's 10. So number one, there is no profit unless you have been signed to a media company to create or narrate a podcast, okay? I came in this with making no money. I have made money, but I'm not a thousandaire monthly type of podcaster. I can eventually in the future, I can pitch to companies, but I do enjoy creating my own ads. And if you have questions about how to create your own ads for your podcast using your affiliate links, drop them down. I could do a video on that as well. Number two, there are different types of podcasts. So they are solo casts where it's just you all day, every day talking. There are interview styles where you are bringing people on and you're interviewing them. And there are like storytelling podcasts where they do like live documentaries, or they have voice actors to narrate like a story. So I really love those, and Wondery does a great job at creating these storytelling podcasts. I listen to just about all of them that they release. 3, you need to make sure your podcast art clearly shows your name, that you put your show in the right genre, and that you have a good detailed description of what your podcast is about. So if someone was to just click on your show homepage and they were to read that, or even to read a little snippet on your cover art, it clearly tells them what your podcast is about. And by it being in the right genre, when it's time to chart and you're on the charts, you're charting in the right genre for more people to find you. So number 4, titles are important. Titles are important because it helps new people to search type of episodes or podcast episodes, or even if you have a guest that is widely known, say they are searching for Cinquanta Cox-Smith, they're searching for episodes or podcast episodes that I've done. Having my name in the title will help them to find all of the episodes or podcasts that I've been featured on, but also your titles help people to understand what that episode is about before they even click on it. So 5, you can have a video podcast. You can have a podcast hosted on a platform like Anchor, SoundCloud, Lispin, I think that's how you say it, Simplecast, Overcast, all of those. Or you can have an audio podcast over on Facebook. So when I say have a video podcast, that's just basically you recording your episodes via video and not having it hosted on a actual podcast platform. So that's one way you can do it. Also, number 6, you need to make a plan to be consistent. Make a plan to be consistent so that you lose your audience interest. When you are starting out, you need to be consistent with this thing. We don't want to start listening to 10 good episodes and then you fall off the face of the earth. If you're not committed to it, don't do it. At least a good 100 episodes, or at least a good 25 in bulk, like soon as you start. So also, 7, start with what you have and then start and then get better. I started with a simple mic that I just plugged in, and I used to put it on top of like a wine glass and record that way. And then I moved up to a different mic. I wasn't really editing much, but now I am into more editing, and I have like segments in my show. I've done better as far as doing my descriptions and tagging links and podcast graphics. So a lot of things have changed. Number 8, brainstorm at least 20 to 50 episodes, okay? Before you even off the bat. So you at least know I got 50 things that I can talk about, and people won't get bored. So you need to have some type of knowledge of editing skills, okay? Some type, especially if you have no help. If you're doing this alone, you need some type of editing skills to understand how to put together a podcast. Number 10, you need to be actively marketing your podcast when a new episode drops, like it's the first time. Like it's the first time you released it, you need to be marketing every episode that way. And then my last tip, and then just some thoughts. It won't be easy, but make a plan and try your best to stick to it so that you can stay in this long enough to see some success. This won't be the last episode on starting a podcast, but I don't want to drown it out or do too much because I don't want to teach anyone actually how to start a podcast, but I will do a quick tutorial on how to start a podcast. I am all about helping you start. I don't want to help you maintain, and I don't want to help you market, and I don't want to figure out and hold your hand along the way through the rest of the journey. I'm just the person to help you start. That's just how I run my business. I'm going to help you start. What you do from there on out, it's none of my business. I just want to help you get started, get your foot in the door, and get a little bit of change, okay? So I do just want to enjoy sharing important tips that I've learned along the way of doing this for over 2 years now. So I feel like I am at a place where I can share some of my journey and then some tips to help you if you are looking to start a podcast. So this was just a few things that you should know before you start a podcast. This is not the end all be all tips. I am not an expert, but I do have experience as a podcaster. So I hope you guys enjoy this and check out my Gumroad. I will be releasing some new stuff soon. It's gumroad.com/Cinquanta Cox-Smith. Hey guys, today I'm here to talk about Printful. So Printful is an on-demand order fulfillment and warehousing service that fulfills and ships products including clothing, accessories, and home and living items for online businesses. So if you've been following along on my YouTube channel or here on my podcast, you've heard me talk about print on demand and you heard me talk about Printful. I enjoy Printful and I call it my number one source for print on demand, fulfillment, and shipping. They're awesome with their customer service and I recommend them to anyone who wants to start shipping products with no startup costs. It's free to use and I love just getting my samples in the mail. I love seeing my customers super excited about the quality of their t-shirts and other items. So if you want to go ahead and join Printful, visit bit.ly/PrintfulCC to sign up. This segment is called Q Money Bag Start of the Week.
All right, guys. So, excuse me, but the Q Money Bag Start of the Week is going to be just a tad bit heavy, but it is necessary. Right now, as I'm recording, it is Wednesday, and the verdict for the Breonna Taylor case has come out. I don't want to go into details about it because I'm sure you've all had read, watched, and formed your own opinion and done your own research. But the Q Money Bag Start of the Week is Protect Black Woman. So, of course, I have the shirts, I have the stickers, I have the buttons. I don't know what else I can do. It's been a trying year already, but I want you guys to remember these names: Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Corin Gaines. These are not all of the women who have been killed at the hands of the police, but these are just three names of cases that weigh heavily on me. And I don't know where I was at the time when each of these things happened, but these are just three of the cases that have stood out to me the most, that I've just been, pretty much affected by. Again, if you want to support the Protect Us collection, you can buy your Protect Black Woman shirts and other accessories. Make sure you guys are using the gifts and the stickers on Instagram and Facebook. You can buy the shirts at coinsandconnections.com. Also, I will be donating again to the Louisville Community Bailout Fund. I'll also leave that link and the link to get the shirts and different merch on my website in the podcast description box. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't know exactly how to feel. I don't have too many words for this verdict. I really want to say fuck the police on some real shit. And I want you all to just continue to be safe, be blessed, go vote, register to vote, do your part, do what you can if you can do that, and just keep pushing the envelope and breaking down barriers and keep raising your beautiful brown kids. and just continue to fight for what you believe in, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy this episode.
Thank you so much for listening and subscribing to the Coins and Connections podcast. Don't forget to leave a review and join the conversation over on Facebook and Instagram using the hashtag Coins and Connections. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Cinquanta Cox-Smith and at Coins and Connections. You can shop all merch at www.coinsandconnections.com. I love you more than I love this podcast. Peace.